Breaking news, it seems as though out of all the car brands, Dodge might be actually listening. Cutting right to the chase, it seems as though Ram just unveiled what might be the spiritual successor to the Ram SRT10. You know, the Dodge Viper-powered truck. Even though whenever I think of that truck, I think of this clip.
Oh, you okay?
Can I pop the tire?
Very unfortunate day for that guy. Anyways, Dodge is bringing back what they call V8 muscle trucks in a complete 180 or turn of events I did not see coming. In a world of Hurricane inline sixes and the Dodge Charger to the Dodge Charger EV, I thought Stellantis, their parent company, overall was making some pretty weird decisions. But then I think they finally crumbled and just said, okay, fine. Okay, fine. We'll bring back the thing that made us cool in the first place. So today we're going to talk all about the brand new Rumblebee SRT, where this takes the Dodge and the Ram brand, also their entire game plan for this, which I think is a pretty bold move. In one way, it kind of feels like a Hail Mary. Not the project one though, like our boy Rocky. Anyways, all of that right after a word from today's sponsor. And today's sponsor is HB Tuners. HB Tuners is an incredibly user-friendly data logging software and tuning software I have been using for years, and they also have the most advanced OBD interface out there, the MPVI4. You simply plug in your MPVI4, plug it into your laptop, and you're good to go. I typically use HB Tuners on my Ford products, but you can use it on a variety of different brands. And it's also a really good tool just to check in on things, see if things are running right, or if you need to make tweaks on the fly. So whether it's your daily driver or your monster track toy, HB Tuners has the tools you need to make adjustments on the fly. So go ahead and check out HB Tuners on their website and let them know that I sent you. Thank you guys so much for listening. And on to the Dodge Ram Rumblebee SRT V8 truck. All right. ADHD brain going crazy there. Caffeine. So the brand spanking new Ram 1500 Rumblebee is the head honcho of the new V8 muscle trucks built by Ram. And as the big dog to the lineup, it uses a variant of the TRX engine. If it isn't broken, don't fix it. That's kind of what this feels like in a lot of ways, where they're like, look, this worked. Just put it in the truck. It gets the people going. It's provocative. And it makes 777 horsepower, which is, that's pretty cool. Like a 777 airplane. Any big plane guys watching right now? On a completely unrelated note, how come it's really cool for people to like cars and modified cars, but then if you like any other form of transportation, it automatically makes you a little loose in the marbles? I guess I'm cooked since I like all three. And the truck has 680 foot-pounds of torque to basically create the ultimate burnout truck. And for 0 to 60, it does it in 3.4 seconds, aka a first generation R35 GTR. So all the way back in like 2008. So now we just have pickup trucks that do that now. I mean, sure. I mean, the Raptor R is pretty close, but we'll get to that later. The truck has a top speed of 170 miles per hour. You and I both know somebody out there is gonna make it go faster. Probably using HB Tuners. Sorry. But what that means is that this makes this truck have a higher top speed than the Dodge Ram SRT10. You know, the truck that had the Viper engine in it. All those years ago, it was the fastest pickup truck in the world. But, I mean, I'd hope so, since it had 8.3 liters of American glory. I just remember when I heard about that truck, and I just couldn't believe what I was seeing as a kid. And then whenever I do see one, I get really excited. It's pretty rare to see an SRT10. Have you guys ever seen one? I've seen maybe 3 ever. They didn't make it a long time though, so that's probably why. And for a little bit of additional context, the original Rumblebee came out in 2004, and it had 345 horsepower, which back then was quite a bit. We're just absolutely spoiled rotten with horsepower out of the box nowadays. The new Rumblebee though also has all-wheel drive, but with a front axle disconnect. So that system that I love so much in, say, the Dodge Charger 6-pack is now moving over to the truck, which I think is a great idea. It's a great selling point to say, look, you have both. If you want all-wheel drive, you can have it. But if you want to go be silly, do burnouts and all that good stuff, turn it on. It's like going into Forza and just doing the freaking drivetrain swap immediately. My question is though, will the Rumblebee ever get that legendary street status as say the twin turbo single cab F-150s with the coyotes in them? I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Comment down below. That's not a very fair comparison because then you're doing modified versus factory and everything blah 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 blah, but I mean, it does have 700 freaking horsepower out of the box. Now to kind of fill in the gap with the head honcho being the Rumblebee, there's also 2 more trucks underneath it. They have the traditional 5.7 liter Hemi that has 395 horsepower, and also a 392 version with the 6.4 liter Hemi, which comes with 470 horsepower, so pretty big jump. However, it's kind of what they did in the past, so it's not all too surprising. These engines were out before, they're just kind of rinsing and repeating here, which could be a good thing or a bad thing if it comes to your opinion, right? You might feel like, oh, why didn't they develop a new engine or do something cool like that? I think they're just like, look, this works, this is what we're doing. It's just really interesting to see because Stellantis, on like one hand, I'm like, what are they doing with the EV stuff, like the Dodge Charger EV and blah, blah, blah. And then on one hand, they're just like, hell yeah, brother, let's just do what worked all the time. It's like, yeah, do that thing. And Ram back in 2023, I believe off the top of my head, had the best first quarter sales. So they were on fire. So I think this is why they're truly leaning into this. Now, all of this is a part of what Stellantis calls their 5-year plan to 2030. Out of the 12 refreshed models they're about to make, 7 of them are aiming to be sold under $40,000, which in today's economy and everything going on is kind of shocking. If you get a brand new vehicle under 40 nowadays that has options in it, you're doing pretty good because they're kind of filling in a slot that's really hard to find nowadays. But if you look at it from a bigger picture, they're really betting the farm on the trucks. Like, this is what they're going for. And if I was a betting man, I would probably do the same thing. Look at their rival, like Ford, for example. They got rid of their cars other than the Mustang for a reason. They were selling trucks because Americans love their trucks. Because as a normal person in the United States, a truck checks pretty much every box. It has plenty of room. It hauls stuff. You can tow with it. Our roads are big enough here in America for them to be practical as daily drivers. Whenever I go to Europe, it's so funny. One of the most common questions I get from Europeans is, why are you guys so obsessed with trucks? And a big part of it is because we can have them and they can be practical. If you have a truck over in Europe, a lot of the times it feels like a hot mess to drive through a small village or a small town. That's not fun. Here it's just like, oh yeah, well, the land of the stars and stripes, we got plenty of space. This also fills Stellantis' gap of V8 muscle cars by just taking the muscle car philosophy and leaning on the trucks. Rather than investing way more into another muscle car, which is a car with 2 doors or maybe 4 doors like the older Charger, they're just like, let's just put it in the truck because then somebody could say, oh, it does everything. I can even convince my family to get it. And I would love them to build another V8 muscle car, which I'm still holding my breath for, but we'll see. So let's briefly talk about its main competition as well. Let's say the Ford Raptor and the Raptor R. The Raptor R isn't as fast as what the Rumblebee is saying, but not by much. It's like a few tenths of a second to 60, and also the quarter mile is a little bit slower. But I view the Raptor R to be a main rival of the TRX, which they are rumored to be bringing back as well. So the Rumblebee is kind of its own thing. It's a street truck with all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive. This one just kind of checks a bunch of boxes that are fun. It truly is, in my opinion, on paper, the spiritual successor to the SRT10, because that truck Didn't make a lot of sense, but it was cool. This feels like in the modern era if Ford were to build a combustion Lightning. Not the EV one, but one with an internal combustion engine with a supercharger on it. Or even maybe, dare I say, the Shamu truck. Do you guys remember that one? The Harley Davidson truck? Sure, we'll go with that. And then you get on the brakes and you feel the play in the steering wheel. It's the modern Harley Davidson truck. Look, I know there was the 2004 Rumblebee, but you know what I mean. I'm just Yaposaurus Rexing right now, okay? Cars make me yap. It's my job, I guess. Sometimes you have to admit that you talk to a rock for a living. It doesn't talk back, so here I am. Anyways, on that note, thoughts, comments, concerns. What do you think about the brand new Rumblebee and the other muscle trucks? Do you think it's the right move, the wrong move? Put it down in the comment section below. Also, if you don't mind, hit that like button. It really helps me out. I hate admitting it, but it really does. So last video, I drove a modified Camaro Z28 with the LS7 in it. So if that interests you, go check it out. Anyways, I appreciate every single one of you guys for stopping by, and I hope you all have a great rest of your week. See you guys later.